Cancer Mama, happy full moon in Aries we have coming up in your 10th house of career. We are autumn has happened in the North Shore of Massachusetts, so we're all rugged up. But hello, if we've not met, my name is Sarah. I am a healer, I'm a spiritual counselor, I'm a starseed from a different time and space that is here to help you kind of like make sense of a little bit of the woo-woo and the spiritual stuff that's going on. And on the new moons and the full moons, I do general rising sign readings to kind of help you look at where the planets are asking you to focus on right now. So we have, pardon me, didn't realize all my things. Table's covered with all different things over here, and I have my coffee, so I didn't realize this is your chair. This is where you're gonna sit, right over here, but we're gonna tuck it over for a minute so we can see that we have all of our inner planets at the base of your chart. And this is for Cancer rising, the chart, but you can watch if you're a Cancer sun or a Cancer moon, and you receive the vibrations of it, because this is a little bit about like what the Cancer with the capital C, like the energy of Cancer is feeling right now in the stars. So although the sun is right at the bottom of your chart in your house of home, my pocket of the world, and safety is key. And this house, the fourth house, is normally run by Cancer, so that I'm guessing, although it's a little bit like, although it's a square, I just feel as though you're vibing right now. For people within the northern hemisphere, you're like, we're getting ready for winter, and we're getting ready for, cuddling season, and everybody wants to stay home and take care of the altar, and it's nice. And I feel like in the southern hemisphere, it's like mating season. Good, go make babies and go have fun and go do those little things. It's very, very cute, Cancer. I'm loving that for you. And so I've already put out my introductory video for this full moon in Aries, which is labeled volatile energy, so I'm not going to repeat myself so much in this video. I don't know, I feel like you are right now, Cancer, like impenetrable emotionally for the comings and goings of what's happening in the outside world. I just feel as though, like, I don't know. It just seems as though your emotional capabilities, it's like, if you are watching the news, stop now, please. Just be in your bubble, Cancer. Be in your bubble. I need you just vibing. I need you emotionally just vibing and just like crying through tears at all times. That's what I need. So we have the sun over here in your fourth house, and the moon for full moons is in complete opposition. This is in your house of legacy. And as the title of the video states, what I think I'm going with is rebranding work. Like, what is work? What is work to you? Like, to be honest with you. And it's like, work. That's what I want you to look at it as. Because this is your house of everyday life and practical service. This is your daily tasks. And we have two heavy hitters retrograde in Taurus. I have Jupiter retrograde in Taurus and Uranus retrograde in Taurus, in your house of community, friendships, and wishes for the future. So this isn't more like work in the 3D world. This is like, what do you want to do in the new world? What do you want your role to be? And in Gloucester, because we're a little island up here, when I do my questions of the day and I ask people at my restaurant jobs, that just ask everyone. So I ask like very, very general parable questions, not so much like the awakened ones or the not awakened ones. It's very, very open to anyone. And I ask, one of my favorite questions to ask is, when it's the post-apocalyptic world, the whole thing, all the systems have crumbled, financial, medical, school systems, they've all crumbled. Everyone has what they need. It's not trauma. Like, everyone has food, everyone has their house, everyone has water, everyone has community, and they burn the bridges down. What role do you want to play in this new world? What do you want to do in a sense that it's not so much like, okay, I'm applying for a job and I know that they're going to pay me this much per hour to do that job. It's, okay, I know that we need this. I will always be the healer, astrologer, metaphysician that's in the tower that wants to help you unpack past life traumas and really ascend and awaken in a way where you can leave some of this behind and you don't have to always label it. This is what I do regardless of if I get paid for it or not. This ship does not end. This ship does not stop sailing. The show doesn't end. This is just, I'm either talking to my phone, I'm talking to myself, I'm talking to my phone just for me, or I'm talking to my phone just for you. So it doesn't end. So ask yourself, Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising, in this new and changing world, what role do you really want to play? And release anything that's less than for this full moon. Like, we'll have, oh God, so I've been, you know, how do I say? I watch the content and like look to the planetary things that are like months in advance and stuff like that, or I'm just kind of following along on this massive road that we're on because it's just not slowing down. So as much as I can study and get all of this information out to you as fast as possible, as I'm looking at this chart, I'm looking at the next new moon that we have coming up, which is an eclipse, and then the full moon eclipse that we have coming up. So that's just what I was looking at, but I didn't want to get too excited in this video, so that's just what had happened to my human avatar in that moment. But so this, and we've talked about how you're kind of waking up from the inside out. Like I said, your aura and your energy is impenetrable. So if you are watching the mainstream news, that's literally all that you can see. If you're not watching the mainstream news, your reality is all you can see, regardless of where you go in this world. That's all you can see. So please be conscious of that. Your mind is so powerful. Your focus is so powerful, Cancer Rising. So like, please, just continue to vibe, and when things do not feel good, like when you're focusing on something that doesn't feel good, immediately stop focusing on it if it's an external. So you're watching something that's fear-based, fear porn, fear propaganda. Turn it off and look at something in yourself that you're scared to look at. So you see all of this hate and all this fighting and all this shit out in the world, on the other side of the planet. When were you an asshole? Yeah, because it's easy to demonize someone else outside of yourself. But where were you an asshole? Where can you forgive yourself? Because this moon gives a stage to release something. When it's the new moon, when the sun and the moon are conjunct in the sky, that's the dark side of the moon. That's the perfect time to plant seeds to manifest. We're all the motherfucking werewolf right now. This is volatile energy. So pretend, I've used this parable before, pretend that you're famous and you know that you've done some shitty shit and that there are some shitty pictures of you out there somewhere. So instead of looking and be, oh my God, that guy's such a son of a bitch, he's such an asshole, pretend your pictures came out. Are you going to feel like shit? Are you going to feel all these embarrassments? Or are you going to look at yourself now, stop turning off the fear porn, actually look at your stuff, forgive yourself for that indiscretion, whatever the fuck it is, so that if and when something was to come out, you're like, I love that version of me. I'm sorry that you all need to go through this moment in time of looking into my negativisms, but I've loved that negativism for a very long time and have alchemized it to a positive. And I love that version of me. They did what they had to do to get from A to B. And they look great in that video, so just fuck yourself. I'm kidding. But yeah, this is where the North Node is. Chiron's up here. Like, this is a very excitable house that's going on. And this full moon is in the middle of all of these really outer planets and planetary bodies just chilling. They're going to be chilling there for a while. So although right now the inner planets are highlighting your inner world, the outer planets are going to be affecting your outer world right now. And it'll just feel as though you're on page 6 all the time. It'll feel as though you're in the tabloids. And I, again, am aging myself by saying that. But yeah, really rebrand work, rebrand legacy, rebrand what it is that you want to do in the new world. And release fear to be that important. You know? If you want to be on a public stage, you're going to have to deal with haters. You're going to have to deal with these types of moments. And in the new world, as light workers, we are the ones that need to be on said public stage. We are the ones that like are going to be looked at as being, how do I say? We're very bright. The light workers, literally light worker. You're turning up your light to those who have chosen to stay in the darkness. So that, like, you know, when you've been sleeping and somebody just aggressively opens the blinds and you're like, oh, my eyes, my eyes, my eyes. And it takes you a moment to, you know, accommodate to that. Same thing. As a light worker, when you're just out in the world, you just like trigger people. It just is like, what the fuck is going on? Well, I don't know if they haven't been doing their work. So expect people to be frustrated by you by just existing. Maybe go and watch my Aries video. I knew that one was going to be one that needed to be watched by a few people, because that you can watch the Aries video to receive the vibration for the 10th house for you. Does that make sense? You can listen to that video, not for Aries rising, but listen to it for your legacy, your house of public life. That's the sliver that's getting affected. This is all lenses, Cancer rising. And please reach out directly if you have any questions or if you're keen for a personalized reading. I also offer for $40 an intuitive question. So you can send along that $40 and I'll send you a link to a video to answer your question, whether it be astrology based or tarot based, but that's an option. That's always an option. And I'm going to be putting together a Q&A because I have so many questions all over a bunch of different videos on my YouTube. So I'll put together just a video on answering a lot of those questions for us. So always comment your question below and I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. Love you.